Hi, I'm Meg from I Teach Stamping, and welcome to the Friday Flip. So the Friday Flip is where we take one project idea and we flip it into a different one using supplies that we already have on hand. So let's go ahead and dive into today's project. So this is from an old catalog, but I loved the layout of this card right here. We're going to take it and we're going to really do something different with it. The whole purpose of the Friday Flip. All right, we're going to begin with our stamping, and I'm going to use two different stamps. I'm going to start with the Something Lacy, and then our sentiment is going to come from the Simply Wonderful. And then all the product links and everything, you can find all that below this video in the description area. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to be using the Night of Navy ink, and all over this Lacy stamp, I'm just going to pounce. Get it good and inked up. And I'm going to take a piece of Night of Navy cardstock, so same color ink, same color cardstock. And this cardstock is going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've got just an extra piece of paper on top, and I'm just giving it a good massage, making sure not to scoot it underneath. All right, once we have that done, and we peel this off, we're going to have that fabulous stamped image on there. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is some stamping with some rose red ink. I've got a piece of Whisper White that'll be 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and I'm going to use my Stampin' to help me get perfect placement. Stamp this towards the middle. Ink this up, flip it around so that we stamp it the right side up. Ta-da! And we have that. All right, we are all done with our stamping. The next thing that we need to do is bring in a border punch. So I'm going to be using the Dotted Scallop Lace border punch. It's one of my favorites. And I'm going to start with a piece of rose red cardstock, and the width of it is 2 3/4, the same as this one here. I'm going to bring in my trash can, and I'm going to line this up in the center of my cardstock and punch. Then I'm going to flip it over. For me, it just works better to flip it over to see what I'm doing rather than to line it up on the front, but everybody does it differently. So just lining this up. Oops. Okay, so there we go. There's that. And here's our punched piece. So I'm going to scoot my trash can out of the way. We don't need that anymore. But I prefer just to go ahead and punch over a trash can. It makes cleanup so much easier. All right, we're going to bring in our adhesive, and I did this twice. I just went ahead and did one of them ahead of time. Just going to put some adhesive at the top and at the bottom of our stamped piece. Pick this up. Then I'm going to bring in that other one I had done ahead of time. And so that's going to give us that. So now let's keep on building with our card. I'm going to bring in some white taffeta, or I'm sorry, organza ribbon. And I've just got a glue dot on each end. And it's going to wrap all the way around. There we go. Now we're bringing in our card base. So our card base is going to be 4 1/4 by 11 inches scored at 5 1/2. I've got dimensionals on the front just to give this card a little bit more oomph. There we go. Get that nice and centered. And then you can choose whatever adhesive you want to add it to your card. I'm going to go ahead and make this a very tall card. Now I'll warn you, this probably needs some extra postage. So just so that you know, we're going to get this peeled off and this peeled off. You can use more if you want to. Put that into the middle there. In fact, I would put some on the side. I'll take care of that here in a bit. And then we just need to add our bow. So I'm going to bring in that same ribbon. Move this out of the way. The 10-second bow maker. And if you don't have a 10-second bow maker, you can grab yours at 10secondbowmaker.com, and it'll come with training videos teaching you how to do all this. All right, so I've got 3 empty holes in the middle. Just take this. Get it good and tight. I'm going to grab my scissors. over the holidays, I misplaced my good ribbon scissors. I'm still trying to find them. All right, then I'm going to grab another glue dot because those did not cut as well as I wanted it to. We're going to drop this in place on the card, and then a couple rhinestones to finish it out. So this is just the medium size. You can do it on top, on bottom. I'm going to do these on the two sides. And then we're going to bring in our inspiration card. So there we have it. Look at that beautiful card. You can use this for any occasion, but I love how this stamped background looks, and I love the font on that. Congrats. So let's bring in our inspiration card and take a look at how we changed it up. The first thing that I did is, rather than have just the texture be a background square, I made it cover the entire card front. We kept the ribbon, and instead of having a flower here with pearls or rhinestones in the middle, I put those out to the outside and changed it from a knot into a bow. And there we have it, using the supplies I already had to create a very different card. I hope you enjoyed this week's Friday Flip. If you did, please be sure to like it below, and also be sure to share it with your friends. Then head on over to the I Teach Stamping blog and make sure that you are signed up on my newsletter list, where you get exclusive tutorials that I don't share anywhere else. Again, I'm Meg from I Teach Stamping. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.